Hello dear children, hope you are good at your health and waiting for the video class. I am Praveen, math communicator and Sadhana tutor. I am here in front of you to present this video on mathematics 10th standard class. As you know that we have already started the 10th standard arithmetic progressions classes, and in the first video we have covered few content and few problems relating to arithmetic progression. I welcome you again for the second class. Now let us start this second video on math, that is Ganita Sampada. Hope you have your pen, book and the textbook with you in order to make a note of whatever the important things that I am going to tell you in the due course. Dear children, in the last class we studied about the definitions of arithmetic progression, few examples we studied, examples for arithmetic progression, and then we also studied the formula Tn or An is equal to a plus n minus 1 times d. Based on this formula we were able to solve few problems, and also there are few problems which are already given as solution in your books that are in the form of solved examples. Hope you have looked into those problems and you have tried. Now let us continue with few more problems based on the same formula An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. As you are very aware that the nth term of an AP is given by An is equal to a plus n minus 1 times d, right. So once we have this formula, these are the things that you have to keep it in mind. When you have the formula, there are 4 different notations that are helpful in the formula, and these 4 different notations or 4 different variables play a vital role, because once the three variables are given, the 4th variable can easily be found out. And there are situations in mathematics, or there are situations wherein 2 of the 4 variables will be given to you and the rest 2 will be asked to find out. So we need to have a thorough hold on the formula and the usage of formula. Here An represents the nth term, A1 or A represents the first term, and the n represents the term position, or you may call it as rank also. You may call it as rank, and the d represents the common difference. So A, An, n and d are the 4 variables which make up the formula, out of which when An, A and d are given, you can easily find out n, and when n, d and a are given, you can easily find out An. Or when An and a are given, you need to find out a and d, but the situation is entirely different when 2 variables are to be found out. There should be minimum 2 equations from the problem. So let us take few problems and let us try to work out the formula and also the method of finding the solution. Now look at this table which is given in your textbook. Hope you have your textbook at your service. Fill in the blanks in the following table, given that a is the first term, d is the common difference and n is the nth term of AP. Now it is given that a is equal to 7, d is equal to 3, n is equal to 8, and we are supposed to find the An. Now let us take a look at it. A is equal to 7, A is equal to 7, D is equal to 3 and N is equal to 8, and we are supposed to find the value of an. So here n is equal to 8, therefore we need to find A8. What is the formula? An is equal to A plus n1 minus 1 times d. A8 is equal to, in the place of A substitute 7, then in the place of d substitute 8, in the place of 1 1, and in the place of d substitute 3. So this will yield you 7 plus 8 minus 1 is 7 into 3. Dear children, don't get confused. This is not 14 into 3, rather this is 7 plus 7 into 3, which is 7 plus 21, that is 28. So we have the first answer 28. You have to simplify the problem based on the BODMAS rule. Okay, now let's move on to the second problem. The second problem is A is minus 18, n is 10, an is 0. Minus 18, A is minus 18, then we need to find d, n is equal to 10, we need to find the value of d, and then an is 0. An is 0. It's already given that an is equal to 0. Now let us use the formula. An is equal to a plus an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. An, substitute 0 for an. A is minus 18 plus 10 minus 1 into d. So we have 0 is equal to minus 18 plus 9d, or this can be rewritten as 9d is equal to 18. Again, since we are searching for the value of the unknown d, we need 1d, but we have 9 d's here. Now 9d is equal to 18. Let us divide by 9 both sides. Divide by 9. 9 ones gets cancelled and 9 twos gets cancelled, and the answer what you get here is d is equal to 2. Dear children, let's take up the fourth one. What do we have? A is equal to minus 18.9, A is equal to minus 18.9, and then D is equal to 2.5, D is equal to 2.5, and what is that we need to find? We need to find n, where an is equal to 3.6. an is equal to 3.6. We need to find the value of n. Use the formula. An is equal to a plus n minus 1 times d. Substitute the values. An is 3.6 is equal to minus 18.9 plus n times n minus 1 times 2.5. So we have 3.6 is equal to minus 18.9 plus 2.5 n minus 2.5. You need to multiply 2.5 with n and also with minus 1. So we have 3.6 plus 18.9 plus 2.5 is equal to 2.5 n. What is that I have done here? I have shifted all the three numbers, minus 18.9 I have shifted to the left hand side, minus 2.5 also been shifted to the left hand side. So they change the sign, and ultimately we need to add all these things. So it is 18.9, 3.6 and 2.5 put together. What do we get? 9 plus 6 is 15, 15 plus 5 20, it is 2 carry, 10, 10 plus 5 15 and 1 carry, it is 25.0. So it is 25.0 is equal to 2.5 n, or 2.5 n is equal to 25, which implies n is equal to 25 by 2.5, which is equal to 10. Therefore, the 3.6 whatever we have is the 10th term of the given progression. This is how we conclude the things. Dear children, now let us move on to a different problem. The rest of the problem can be tried as a homework situation. Now, which term of the AP 3, 8, 13, 18 is 78? Now, take a close look and try to read the problem, and out of 4 variables A, N, D and N, which of the 3 variables that have been given and which is the variable which is to be found out is to be clearly taken into consideration. So, here in the solution part we have, let me rewrite the situation. Here the given arithmetic progression is 3, 8, 13, 18 and so on. Therefore, the first term A will be equal to 3 and the D part is A2 minus A1. A2 is 8, A1 is 3, therefore, the D part is 5. And then what is this 78 signifies? It simply signifies that somewhere around in the given progression 78 has a role. It is a part of the sequence 3, 8, 13 and we are supposed to find at what number this 78 is existing. That is, we need to find the rank of 78 in the arithmetic progression 3, 8, 13, which clearly indicates that we need to find the value of n. So, here an is 78 somewhere here and we need to find the value of n. Out of 4 D, N, A and An, n is to be found out. Now, again let us use the same formula. An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. An is 78, which is equal to A, that is 3 plus, since we need to find the value of n, let n be as it is. So, D is 5. 78 is equal to 3 plus 5n minus 5. 78 is equal to 5n, 3 minus 5 is minus 2. Now, transfer this minus 2 to the left hand side, that becomes 78 plus 2 is equal to 5n, or 5n is equal to 80 and n is equal to 80 by 5, that is 16. So, what is the solution? What is the final verdict of this? This means to say that 78 is the 16th term of the 16th term of the given AP. 78 is the 16th term of the given AP. So, you need to conclude these things. Dear children, make a clear note of these points which are very important. Rewrite your given AP and check it out that what is that you need to find really in the problem. If 78 is already given, place 78 somewhere in the AP so that you find it comfortable. Here 78 is somewhere sitting in the AP and we need to find out on which chair it is sitting or on what rank it is standing. So the first part is to write down or jot down the given data A, D, N and AN. Then find the value of D, use the formula, simplify it, write everything in a simple form and find out the unknown. Anyway, you will be using only this formula to some extent in the entire chapter. Now, let's move on to the next problem. Find the number of terms in each of the following APs. 7, 13, 19, where up to 205. What is this? The first problem, 7, 13, 19 and so on up to 205. So 205 is the last term of the given arithmetic progression. We need to find the number of terms which clearly indicates the rank of 205 is to be determined. When 205 is the last term, we can significantly note that this serves as AN. So we got AN. AN is equal to 205. The first term of the AP which is 7 and D is equal to 13 minus 7 which is equal to 6. So once again AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. AN is 205 is equal to 7 plus what is N? We do not know. We are supposed to find it, and D is 6. 205 is equal to 7 plus 6n minus 6, and then we have 205 is equal to 7 minus 6 is 1 plus 6n. The other way of simplifying it is 6n plus 1 is equal to 205. 6n is equal to 205 minus 1, that is 204. We need to determine the value of n. Therefore, I just write it here. N is equal to 204 by 6, which is 6 3s are 18, 24, 6 4s are 24. So there are 34 terms and you need to write that. Therefore, the given AP contains 34 terms. This will complete the circuit of the question, isn't it, children? Okay, now let's move on to the second problem of this question. Here it is 18, 15 and half, 13. 18, 15 and half, 13 up to minus 47. Minus 47. Now note that A is equal to 18 and of course AN is minus 47, which is clearly given. Now we have the challenge. A2 minus A1, since this is a fraction, this is to be found out by, this is 15 and half minus 18. So 15 and half minus 18 or 18 minus 15 and half is 2 and half. Since 18 is bigger, we have minus 2 and half here. See, this can be rewritten in two different ways. You can either take it as minus 2.5 or minus 2 and half or minus 5 by 2. This is for your convenience. All the three represents the same number, and it all depends on your skill to use them. If you are very good at fraction, you can go for fraction, or if you are good at decimals, then you can opt for decimal number. Is that okay, children? Alright, now let's move on to the application of this formula. An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. An is minus 47, which is equal to a, that is 18, plus we need to determine the value of n. I will use 2.5, minus 2.5 in the place of minus 2.5. Minus 47 is equal to 18 minus 2.5 n, minus into minus, plus 2.5 into 1, 2.5. So this is minus 47 is equal to 18 minus 2.5. What do we get? 15.5. 18 plus 2.5, that is 20.5, is equal to minus 20.5 minus 2.5 n. Now shift this to this side. What do we get? Minus 2.5 n is equal to minus 47 minus 20.5. So it is minus 47.0 minus 20.5. What do you get? This is minus 67.5. 47.0 plus 20, that is 67.5. So we have come to the last stage of our problem. N is equal to minus 67.5 divided by minus 2.5. So minus 1 and minus 1 cancels the minus signs, and then we have this is nothing but 67.675 divided by 25. So 25 is our 625, and there is a 50 portion extra, so it makes another 2. 25 plus 2 is 27. So the correct answer is 27. So how do you write it? Therefore, what to write? There are 27 terms. You need to complete this, only then your answer will be fulfilled. Dear children, make a note of all these things. Do write everything that I write on the board here, and later on you can check it up with your textbook, and also you can practice for more and more times. Okay. Check whether minus 150 is a term of AP or not. See, there is a AP 11, 8, 5, 2 and so on. We need to check whether minus 150 is placed somewhere here or not. We are not sure whether minus 50 is a part of this sequence. That is what we are supposed to determine. If it happens that minus 150 is a part of this sequence, then this minus 150 should sit on a particular seat number, which we call it as n. If it doesn't, then what happens? Then there is no particular n number which represents minus 150. It means to say that if n is a natural number, then it has a rank. If n is not a natural number, then it is not a rank, which clearly indicates that minus 150 is not included in the given arithmetic progression. The only thing we need to do is whether n is a natural number or a rational number. If n happens to be a natural number, then 150 is a part of this sequence, and if not, n will become a rational number, and then minus 150 ceases to be a part of this sequence. So this is clearly the problem of finding the value of n. So we have a is equal to 11, d is 8 minus 11, which is equal to minus 3. Once we get a negative number, we should understand that this is a decreasing sequence. Therefore, minus 150 can be a part of this. Clear? Alright. Then what is this? Let us take minus 150 is a part. Let us, to begin with, let us consider that minus 150 is there. Now we need to find the value of n. As I said earlier, if n happens to be a natural number, then our problem is solved. Let us see how to proceed. So we have an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. An is minus 150 is equal to 11 plus n minus 1 into minus 3. Minus 150 is equal to 11 minus 3n plus 3. Minus 150 is equal to 11 plus 3 is 14 minus 3n, which clearly indicates 14 minus 3n is equal to minus 150. Again, minus 3n is equal to minus 150 minus 14, which is minus 164. And then we have n is equal to minus 164 by minus 3. So when you divide this, you get 3 5s are 15, 14 you have, then 3 4s are 12, 0.2 you get, again 6 7 something you are going to get. So what does this infer? This infer that minus 150 do not have a natural number seat in the sequence. Therefore, the conclusion is minus 150 is not a term of the given AP or arithmetic progression. Dear children, hope you understood the consequence and the procedure involved in the problem. You need to make a judicious decision as to whether minus 150 belongs to the given AP or not. In the similar way, a AP will be given to you and a number will be given to you, and you need to check whether the number belongs to the given AP or not. And this is what the procedure that follows. Let's move on to the next problem. The 17th term of a AP exceeds its 10th term by 7. Find the common difference. Here we need to find the common difference. That is very clear. D is equal to what? Or D is equal to question mark. Then what else is given in order to determine the unknown D? The 17th term of AP, that is A7. The 17th term of AP, that is A17, it exceeds the 10th term. Exceeds means plus. That is, it is more than. You need to understand exceeds as more than. So, the 17th term is more than the 10th term by 7. So, the 10th term is A10 plus 7. We need to find the common difference. Only this much is given and we need to find D. Now let us continue. What is a plus a17? As we are very aware that an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So you should know a17 is a plus 16d. a10 is a plus 9d. Now let us substitute these values. A plus 16d is equal to a plus 9d plus 7. Since we have a and a gets cancelled, and then 16d minus 9d is equal to 7. 7d is equal to 7. D is equal to 7 by 7, which is equal to 1. Therefore, the common difference is 1. This is how you conclude your answer. Hope you understood this problem, dear children. All these questions that I have picked for this presentation have been already published and printed in your text box. For the ease of the movement and for your convenience, I have chosen only the problems that have been given in the textbook. If you require more of these problems, or if you have a particular problem in AP which you need a solution, you can always mail the problem to me, and in the further and the forthcoming classes I will definitely make it sure that I will discuss the problems with you. Let us move on to the next problem. Find the 31st term of AP whose 11th term is 38 and 16th term is 73. Now we have come to a situation wherein the variables are more and the problem is getting cumbersome. So we are moving to the higher level problems. Here there will be linear equations and we need to solve the linear equations. Of course, you also have a chapter on simultaneous linear equations in your 10th standard, and based on that we will be solving this problem right now. So what is given? The 31st term we need to find the 31st term. What is A31? Given 11th term is 38. So A11 is equal to 38 and 16th term A16 is 73. So let us use the other definition of A11. As we know, An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into d. This 38 is equal to A plus 11 minus 1 into d, that is 38 is equal to A plus 10d. Now let me make this as my equation number 1. Now what about the second equation? A16 is equal to 73. How can you write A16 as? The other definition of A16 indicates that it is A plus 15d, which is equal to 73. Now let me make this as my equation number 2. These are the two equations which are linear equations in two variables. The two variables are invariably A and D. Now let us try to solve this. In order to solve simultaneous linear equations, we have three different methods. Number 1, substitution, number 2, elimination, and number 3, cross multiplication, which we will be dealing in more detail in the forthcoming chapters. Now let us try to solve it by elimination. So I have A plus 10d is equal to 38, then A plus 15d is equal to 73. Now let me subtract it so that I get rid of a, and the entire equation will be homogeneous in terms of d only. So plus a and minus a gets cancelled. Now let us change the sign. 38 minus 73, what do I get? I will be getting minus 35, and 10 minus 15 I will be getting as minus 5d. So I have minus 5d is equal to minus 35. Minus 5d is equal to minus 35. d is equal to minus 35 by minus 5, which is equal to 7. We have got d is equal to 7. When d is equal to 7, what will be a? A will be equal to, you have to substitute the values. Now let us substitute. A plus 10d is equal to 38. I will use a different column. A plus 10d is equal to 38. A is equal to 38 minus 10 times of 7. That is 38 minus 70, which is equal to minus 32. So we have the 11th term as 38 and 16th term as 73. A is equal to 38 minus 10d minus 32. What is to be found out further? You need to find A31. How do you find A31? You have A, you have D, you have N. Try to find the value of A31 using the data. Dear children, this is what I was supposed to take up and I was about to discuss with you. This is the second session on arithmetic progressions, and in this we have tried to solve few problems based on the arithmetic chapter and the formula an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. We will be very happy to listen.